The next very important person with us this evening to discuss the judicial selection initiative ballot that will be on the ballot in August is Pat Proctor. Pat is a good colleague of mine in the House of Representatives. He has represented Leavenworth in the House for a number of years, and he's decided that he wants to be the Secretary of State and is running a very aggressive campaign to become the next Secretary of State. But like the others who are here tonight, Pat's not here to promote his Secretary of State bid, but rather to talk about the very important issue of judicial selection. Pat, you and I both voted for it. We needed 2/3 majorities in the House and the Senate. We in the House did it. Senate did it. It's now on the ballot. So explain to the people who are interested why you think it's an important change and why you voted for it.
Yeah, we voted on a lot of important things together in the House, and I do a lot of election stuff, but probably the most important vote that I've taken, and probably for consequences over the decades for the state of Kansas, is that judicial selection vote. And, obviously we were all very upset about the decision on abortion and the failure of the Value of the Both Amendment. But I'll tell you, we came one vote away from losing the right to legislate on elections because of that very, very liberal Supreme Court. Thank God for Justice Stegall and a really good decision. But there was, darn near a majority of the Supreme Court that felt like the legislature, which is given the constitutional authority to pass laws on elections by the U.S. Constitution, didn't have that right. And so, I'm very concerned on a number of issues and a number of different topics that our Supreme Court decides on, that, all of the work of the representatives of the people could just be unraveled by these extreme decisions from the Supreme Court. So I'm excited that we're getting this on the ballot, and I would just tell the folks that are watching this at home, this is it. The odds that we're going to be able to get a 2/3 majority in both houses again to give you the ability to make this decision again are very, very slim. So if you don't get out and vote on this now and vote yes, you will probably never get another opportunity in your lifetime.
I think that's very important information, especially coming from the representative who was the chair of the Elections Committee in the House for several years, and in that role knows about elections, the importance of election, the importance of getting voters engaged in the political process so that they can take some responsibility from what happens. I think what you'll find today is most voters in Kansas have no idea who their Supreme Court justices are, how they get selected. This is a means by which we can bring them into the process, get them engaged in elections, and have a better system for selecting a Supreme Court justice.
We just got a new Supreme Court justice, or about to get a new Supreme Court justice. How many people know that? Right. Because it's picked by a panel of lawyers who are picked by lawyers. And so we have no voice in that process, and we're about to have yet another, darn near lifetime appointment Supreme Court justice deciding these critical issues for us. And I think it should be decided by the people.
We agree on that. Thank you, Pat, for coming all the way out to Southwest Kansas to discuss this, especially given the rush of your statewide campaign. But you're being here tonight.
This is the most important.
Emphasizes how important it is.
Any excuse to come to Southwest Kansas, obviously, but this is such an important issue.
So, thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
Good night.